Alrighty, boys, we're back with another one. Listen, I'm gonna try to make these daily. All right, you guys want it? I'm gonna keep them coming. No pause. You feel me? Full on. What do they be saying in the news nowadays? Full throated. All right, we're in there, baby. You know what I'm saying? Daily, baby. All right, my fault, my fault. Let's get right back to it. Okay, so in this video, we are going to be covering a couple of things. So we're going to be covering how the community is feeling about the DLC, not the forums, not the forums, not the forums. We have plenty of videos on the forums, and you know how they be, right? We're going to go over a couple of theories and a couple of, predictions right over here, as we can see, and see what they're talking about. Also, in this video, we will be going over a bunch of your comments that you guys have left for me. I'm going to try to incorporate this in every single video where I talk about what you guys are talking about and try to reply to you if I can give you more information. And on top of that, we got more news from the developers, directly from the developers. Special delivery, special delivery. You know what I mean? Like I said, keep asking me questions. Like I said, I'm going to ask them. I'm not going to ask all of them. I'm not trying to overwhelm. I'm not trying to be too, oh, here's all my things and just send them a huge list. But I'm going to pick and choose some questions that I think are worthy of an answer. And I'm going to see if I can get a reply, okay? And it's been successful so far, so keep sending in the questions, okay? But without further ado, let's get right to it. So let's start off with some theories from Reddit. Alrighty. So first, we have is, why is nobody talking about these buildings? Okay, the first one looks to be a town, possibly a Nordic town. This much is fairly clear, I suppose, although it does look pretty cool. But what is the second building? Is that a Kazate port? Talking about this right over here. Let me see. And this right over here. So if you didn't know, this is already in the game. If you go through a lot of towns, there are ports in the game. There are shipyards in the game. They were just blocked off to this point. You know what I mean? But they are there. Now, I'm pretty sure they're going to expand on the ports, obviously, because they have to open up the ports. There's probably going to be changes and stuff like that. But if you go into the cities that are connected to the ocean, they all really have a shipyard. You just can't really get past a certain point. But sometimes you can. Sometimes you could literally run up to all the way over here, where the what do you call it? The dock. Those are called the docks, right? Like the wood that's like where the ship's part. That's called the dock. Listen, I'm not a ship owner. I don't go on much ships. You know what I mean? So I have no idea what the wooden part is called. But you can walk on that part as well and get like really right next to the ships in some of the towns as well that are connected to the water. But yeah, I think that, and I'm pretty sure this might be like a castle, or it might be a town as well that's on the sea. And obviously, as you can see, I think that's like a little debris right there of like a ship crashing into it. And I think since it's facing the sea, I think this is because obviously with this update, we're going with this DLC, we're going to get the ability to siege a town that is connected to the water, and and also open a blockade, as they say, right? Which I'm pretty sure just means just set up the siege camp, but on water. You know what I mean? They just call it a blockade. But I think that this is like a show of like how it's gonna look when you're trying to actually rush in. As you can see, there are troops right over here, and what I'm thinking is that whenever you start the siege, you're going to be on ships and you're going to have to land, and then once you land, you're going to what's it called, you're going to have like runways like this where you can actually run into the town. And as you can see right here, there's like a little post right here. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some type of siege on the water where you can make it up to this post right over here. Okay, so it's going to be multiple entries. Like this is going to be an entry right over here. I don't know if this is a bridge or maybe if this is like a bridge that's drawn from a ship, but it looks kind of like a sturdy bridge, like one that's already supposed to be there. And this right here, it kind of gives me the inclination that there's going to be obviously multiple ways to get to the castle. Like maybe like you can drop them off right here. That's like, plain just dry land, and then they can go around to the castle. You got a bridge right here, and I think the third entrance is right over here, where you probably have like some type of a siege tower on water. If you ever watch like the Vikings, you know what I mean? They had like that kind of thing whenever they were trying to invade, I think Italy it was in the show. they had like those siege towers on water as well. And I think that's kind of like what this is supposed to show, in my opinion. Do I have confirmation? No, but that is what I think. Next, I hope they add this to the game. Actually, let me see what people are saying. Yeah, probably a new Kazay town, sure. Khan's guards about to dominate the sea now too. Listen, I have a picture right here for you. Where is it? Oh my god, I think I actually didn't. Oh man. I don't think I saved it. Let me see if I can find it by actually going back. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Because there was a picture that I looked at as I was scrolling through. I think this is it right here. This is it, baby. This is the new domination. They used to dominate on the land. Now they're getting, you know what I mean? Obviously, there's still going to be like more buffs to infantry and more pretty much making the cavalry less strong. So I think now we're gonna have the water domination from the Khazaits. I'm joking. Hopefully they all are not a strong water civ, because that would be kind of crazy. I feel like Khazait being a strong water civ and having the most cavalry in the game, like per percentage, would be insane. And I think it would literally bring back snowballing in a big way, which I think would be not great. Okay? Next, let's see. I hope they add this to the game. I think this makes sense. I think they would have to, because, you know, ladders exist for normal sieges. I'm pretty sure with ships, especially to get up like to this part right here, you need something. And this makes sense. It's literally just a ladder on a ship. You know what I mean? So, I think so. But I have not... that might be a good question to ask the devs, but I have not gotten to it yet. Roman way to unnaval the naval engagements. Okay. Didn't they add it to diplomacy mod? I'm not sure. They haven't added that into Total War games. Okay. Wouldn't that be a bit of old school tech in the level of the game? Dog, I have no idea, I'm being honest with you. I didn't know. Listen, I'm not a historian here. But I think this would make sense if they did add it. Otherwise, I'd have to add some other mechanic to get off the ship and to get onto the specific areas. But we're going to see what it does. And obviously, I know that this isn't only for sieges. I know that this... what's it called, can be planked on another ship with this hook, so you can invade the other ships as well. So again, I'm not going to hedge my bets, but I'm saying that this is probably going to be in the game. But I have no dev confirmation, so take that with a grain of salt. Next, oh man, I right-clicked on it the wrong way. Regardless, a person was asking, are there going to be gunpowder, what's it called? Gunpowder, because if you see right over here, it kind of looks like he has some type of gun, right? And people are wondering, are we going to get some form of, like, you know, I don't know what the proper term is. I know some of you guys are, listen, every time I don't know the proper term, you guys always correct me. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I don't know what the proper term is. Was it called the gun back then? Or was it called something else? You know what I mean? Regardless, I don't think it's a gun. I think it will be probably, because I've seen some of the comments before, it's probably going to be like maybe some Greek fire. Like, you know how we have like the explosive, like in sieges you can like throw like the regular rocks if you're a defender, and you could throw like the ones that like explode. I feel like it will be in that category. It will be in that same family. Or if it's Greek fire, it will be used as like something that you can use on the enemy ships when you get close. You know, like a fire ship from like Age of Empires 2. You know what I mean? Something of that sort. That's what I think it would be. I don't think they would add guns into the game, or like a gunpowder weapon. I think that would be a better description of it. I don't think so, personally, in my opinion. Next, this one right here, I didn't want to cover this. A lot of people are saying this, and I just want to clarify this, okay? So here's what the person says. Everyone is excited for the new DLC, but admittedly, I haven't played in a while. But no one else is concerned that Tailwoods is pushing DLC when there are missing features that were advertised at launch. All right. Let me just explain this to people, right? So, two things I want to say. First, I don't know exactly which features he's talking about, but if those are features that were, like, for example, were stated before the game was launched, which was launched for early access. I don't know if he's talking about for early access or before the game was launched for the, like, the official game launch where it goes out of early access. If he's talking about the stuff before early access, the devs have stated time and time again, even on the Steam page from way, way back then when it wasn't early access, they stated back then that we have a lot of stuff that we have previewed. There's a lot of stuff that you'll find in the code, but obviously as progression, to add stuff on, stuff will be cut. I know people hate that, but those are the facts. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? That's what they said, and that's what happened. And I'm going to say something real quick, too. A lot of games, you know what I mean, especially that start off in early access, promise a lot and cut a lot as well. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm in favor of it. I'm just saying those are the facts, and you can base your opinion off that, right? Now, in terms of the concept of, like, them launching a DLC when there's stuff still missing, they are still going to do patches. So if you didn't see this post, I'm going to link this down below. This is where they announced the War Sales expansion. It gives you all this information that you can find on the Steam page. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom, they have a section called the base game plans. And I also made a video. I'm going to link my video, and I'm going to link this if you want to read it yourself, or if you want to watch me go through it and you want to just hear me, talk through it, because I read the whole thing out, right? They have a lot of stuff that is still coming to the base game in what I perceive to be patch 1.3, which is the next big patch. Now, as far as I know that the DLC is going to come out first. We're not going to get patch 1.3 first. We're going to get the DLC first. Now, I also know that there will be an update post when the DLC comes out. Usually whenever DLCs come out for any game, there's usually an update post that follows along just to pretty much make the game more compatible with the DLC. That's usually what every game company does. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the devs mentioned it as well. So expect that. Will that be patch 1.3? I don't think so. I think it will be like a compatibility patch. And then after the DLC is launched, after, let's say, I'm going to say like this, that I think the DLC will be launched, a compatibility patch will be launched in a similar time frame. Then I think for the next couple of months, there probably will be a lot of smaller patches that will fix up the DLC, because, there's going to be some bugs. You know what I mean? I don't expect this to be bug-free. You know what I mean? There's going to be bugs. People are going to play it. People are going to submit reports. And once all those bugs are fixed and the DLC is at a stable state, that is when I think we will receive the next patch. I think that will be a couple months down the line after the DLC is released, which is, it's coming out. Don't want to get the date wrong. When is it? 17th of June, 2025. So that means if we go June. After June, we got July, August, September. To be honest with you, if they really, really want to make a comeback in 2025, here's what I would do, right? DLC gets released. Try your best to make it stable as soon as possible. And then close to the end of 2025, the holiday season, when the Christmas sale happens, drop 1.3. It will revive the game in a huge way. A DLC and a huge content patch same year, brother, that would be something. Obviously, it's not going to shut up the people who are going to be mad regardless. But it will be some great content for everyone else. But yeah, there are a lot of stuff coming. Again, I'm not going to go through every single thing that's coming. As you can see, these little videos right here that I'm scrolling through. If you want to see me reading through all of this, again, I'm going to link it down below for you, okay? Last opinion before we move on to what the devs have said, and then after we're going to go over your comments, right? Unpopular opinion. I'm totally okay if they go the paradox route. Now, what is he talking about? What he's talking about is, if you don't know, CK, or Crusader Kings, does this thing where they release a game and then they start releasing DLCs, like literally, I don't know how frequent they are, but I know if you go into some old Crusader Kings games, they will have like 400 DLCs. And if you want to buy the full game with all the DLCs, it's like $600. I think it's ridiculous. And also, Why I think it's ridiculous is because now they're starting to do a subscription service per game basis, where you can get Crusader Kings, right, and all of the DLC available to you if you pay them a per month fee. And you might be saying, "Oh, well, isn't that a deal?" No, this is the subscription method that every single company nowadays is using. And let me tell you something, buddy. You're not saving no extra money, okay? It's another way to monetize. It's another way for you to forget that you are paying for this certain thing. You know, for people who have a little bit more money, obviously people who don't have a lot of money, as soon as they stop playing CK3, they're going to cancel the subscription. Person who has a little bit more money is never going to see that $15 per month that he's paying. You know what I mean? And that's how they get you, okay? That's how they make their money with that. And they also know who the hell is buying $600 worth of DLC just straight up. You know what I mean? So you gotta really look into it. You know what I mean? It might look like a deal at first, but it ain't really like that. You know what I mean? Unless you play CK3 every single day after you buy it for those 30 days, it's not it. What is my opinion of this? I'm on the fence, right? Here's why I'm on the fence. Do I want consistent content like CK3 gets? Yes, baby. Yes, baby. I want as much content as possible. Give it to me. Make me so fat that I'm sitting on like one of those hovering chairs like I'm in Wall-E. All right? If you can do that for me, shoot. Do it. Do it, brother. You know what I mean? But I don't like the listen, I have nothing against games obviously charging for DLC. Listen, I understand. You make content, you want to get paid. You know what I mean? Welcome to the real world. I know a lot of people that are growing up and are younger. They want to hit you with that classic like, oh, you should do it for the love of the game, the love of the this, the love of the that. You can't pay your rent with the love of the game. You can't pay your rent with free labor. Sorry, I know it hurts to say. You know what I mean? But when you grow up and you realize bills are bills and they're due every single month, you know, regardless of what you're doing, I get it why, you know, stuff costs money. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm not saying I'm for the whole system here. There's a lot of flaws. But when it comes to like, you know, a person making something, making a piece of art and then charging for it, I get it. But I think Paradox takes it way too far. They took that, like, it's, I want the content, but I don't think that you should do what Paradox does, is what I'm trying to say. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's a contradicting point on my side. If they decide to do it, will I still buy every single DLC? Yeah, probably. You know what I mean? I love the game. What you want me to say? I like the game. And the people who love Crusader Kings, they probably buy every DLC too, even though they hate it. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? But we'll see how it goes. That's my opinion of it. How are people reacting to this? No, there was a third option. Keep working on the game until it's fleshed out properly. Blah, 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 blah. See, listen. See, there's so many sides to this, right? And everybody has a point. You know what I mean? So I'm not even gonna. What do you think about? That's what I'm gonna say. What do you guys think? Okay? Because I'm conflicted. This is a very conflicting point if you really think about it. I'm not buying any DLC until they fix the base game's major issues. I think this is the same guy from the forums, actually. I think this is a copy paste of what I saw in the forums. Okay, listen. I agree that these things should be fixed, but I hate how everybody like. Okay, I'm gonna just say it. Listen, call me whatever you want to call me. I feel like a lot of people, when they don't get the specific things they want in the game, they over exaggerate and pretend like the game is completely unplayable, undone, all this. Brother, I'm sorry to say that's not the truth. You know what I mean? Is Bannerlord missing features that I want? Yes, 1000%. Is it a playable game from start to finish? Yes, 100%. You know what I mean? We could lie. We could sit here and be like, "Oh, I'm so mad at the company, so I'm gonna." But let me tell you something. The game still plays. The game still works. You know what I mean? And if it didn't work, if it was a broken game, like where you literally could not play it, it would not have 87% on Steam. You know what I mean? I feel like, listen, I'm gonna say it like this. I feel like when it comes to games, I think the Steam rating says a lot about a game. Why? Because when games tank, you see the Steam reviews. Okay? When games don't work, you see the Steam reviews. You know what I mean? So, I'm just saying how it is. And as a person who's played like literally since early access, the day one early access patch, you know what I mean? I played since then. The game has improved 30-fold, especially playability. If you played in early access, brother, I don't think you understand what bugs are. Because that game, holy moly, the amount of patches that we had to make just for the economy, the amount of patches we had to make for just like basic things that weren't working, you know what I mean? And even then it was still playable. I did a whole campaign from start to finish in early access. You know what I mean? Yeah, there was some crashes. Yeah, there was some bugs. Still made it through. And now, compared to now, it's night and day. If you played it back then and you played it now, it is night and day. And also, I'm going to link down below for you. I retried the day one patch like 2 years after the game came out to see how it was like. I'm going to link that down below for you guys. It was a playthrough, so you can see what the game used to be like, okay? It's very different, in my opinion. But I do agree, it does need more stuff, and it does need more changes. But is it unplayable? I can't agree to that. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I can't agree to that. Because if I agree to that, then my eyes are lying to me. You know what I mean? Because I played the game throughout, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's move on to what the devs had to say about the new DLC. So these are questions by you, okay? I might have rephrased them a little bit. I don't know exactly who asked what, but if you're watching every single one of my videos, you'll know this when it's one of your questions, right? So first, how much will wind direction be a factor in battle scenes? Devs reply, very much. Both wind and water physics impact the battle scene. Okay, so now, I don't know exactly if this means that before the battle starts, will there be specific bonuses and decreases? I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to work. But also, I am wondering when you're in the battle, for example, since they say wind and water physics, right? If it's very strong winds or if it's very strong, you know, like water as in waves, then do the ships, let's say, for example, if you crash into each other, or will there also be rocks maybe that you can crash into with the storm? We'll see. But I think it is a good idea to make the wind and water physics impact the battle scene in a big way, because I'm pretty sure back in the day, you know, one of the battle was, you know, the ship battle itself, but I think the other battle was, you know, keeping your ship on the water through all the storms. You know what I mean? I feel like those are the two battles being had. So obviously, I think it's good to for that to have a big impact. Next, are all 18 ships that are coming to the DLC a different type of galley ship, or will there be caravels, longships, etc.? Okay, so I took the this question and I added this part at the end. The dev said there are many different types of ships. They are not all a subtype of galley, so we are getting different types of ships. We're not all just getting like a similar boat, and then you can make upgrades on top of it. It looks like we're getting different ships, and then also upgrades that can upgrade those different ships. So it won't be just the same base ship and then you upgrade. It will be different ships with different upgrades, which is good. It'll make for a lot of different variations. Next, can you disembark anywhere on land or only at ports in towns? You can disembark in ports and on rivers, okay? So it looks like on shallow water you can do it. I don't think, since they didn't mention, you know, obviously just like the open seas, it looks like wherever there's shallow water, wherever there's a river, you can go. And also in ports, you can, what's it called? Get off of your ship and go on land, which is cool because I personally thought it was only ports at first. Lastly, will grappling hooks be added to the game as shown in the code and with the new stealth features? So grappling hooks, they were something that was seen in the trailer. I don't actually have a screenshot of it, but I don't know if it was seen in the trailer because the question was asked by somebody who said it was seen by the trailer. So it's not my words; it's the other person's words. But what's it called? People were asking, will it be added with the new stealth feature? Because now we have a new stealth features that are coming after the DLC. And they said, no plans for this at the moment. RIP. You know what I mean? But we'll see if it is, because they said it. Because they added the part, not at this moment. Which can mean it could happen. Where my believers at? Where my believers at? Okay? Alright, now let's end this with some questions from you guys. I'm going to answer like maybe one or two, because I want to keep every single video like 40 minutes long. You know what I mean? Okay, let's see. Anybody got a specific question? And by the way, all the questions you guys are asking me for the developers, I'm going to ask them, okay? Not all of them, but like I'm going to write all of them down. I'm going to read through all of them. Just because I'm not reading it through on this video doesn't mean that I'm not reading through all your comments, especially the questions that you're asking me, okay? I have like a full list. I don't know exactly where it's at, but I have a full list of all the questions you guys have been asking me, and every single video I update that list, okay? What do we got? 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 All right. Any questions? I did not go through this before the video. Listen, I wanted to go straight in like this. All right, let's see this. Will the new patches afterwards also apply to the DLC? I would think so. Because obviously, since it is a sandbox, you need to make everything compatible with each other. So obviously, I'm pretty sure the bigger patches, the additions will be able to be done with the DLC and without the DLC. You know what I mean? But I believe so. Swim to get to opposite boats? I don't think so. But I might be wrong. I don't know if they're going to add a swim feature. I will ask. That is a good question. I do not personally know. A swimming feature? I actually don't know. What happens when the boat... Maybe the boat doesn't completely sink. Or when the boat completely sinks, everybody dies, right? Or maybe you'll wash up ashore if your boat sinks. You know what I mean? It'll be like a cutscene that says your boat has sank, and then you'll wash up ashore. It might be something like that as well. We'll see how it goes, but I will ask the question. This person, can I play a DLC on PS5 with a PS4 version of Mountain Blade? I personally don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure. Pretty much like how I replied to him. Next, is snowballing fixed? Yes, it pretty much is. In my opinion, I said I think so, but again, now that I'm really comparing it to the past, yeah, it's been fixed. Oh, I like this one. Here we go. Hey, I said idiot of the day. We got an idiot of the day every single day. You know what I mean? This guy is my contender today. I used to think you were looking at this objectively. All right? Now I know. He knows me. You are a full-on corporate shill. Oh, man. Listen, I'm going to say it like this, bro. Listen. Before I say whatever, let me finish the sentence. They have 5 years, and they had 12 plus years beforehand. There's no excuse for them being negligent over their one big selling title. You caught me, bro. You caught me, brother. You got me, brother. And as I responded to him, yes, brother, of course. The only true opinion that you can have on Bannerlord, where everyone thinks that you're right, is when you just hate. You know what I mean? And anyway, it doesn't have to be hard. I don't gotta be no hard hating, but just like, if you want to, just say, oh, the devs are doing terrible, blah, 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 blah. That's how progress happens, right, guys? That's how progress happens. Instead of showing respect, let's just say the devs are lazy. Let's just say the devs are this. Let's just say the devs are that. Let's make up the conspiracy theories. Let's do this. Because that leads to good change. Right, guys? Right? Oh, man. But also, listen, I'm going to say it like this, brother. If I was a corporate shill, why would they pick me? Like, there's content creators that make videos for these games that literally have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Bro, I'm at 16K, brother. I'm sorry to say, bro, but I'm small beans compared to what else is in the ocean. You know what I mean? In this ocean of YouTubers. If they wanted to shill somebody, they would shill somebody way higher up than me that gets way more views than me. Because that would make sense. You know what I mean? You got to think about it further than just like this little shallow, you know what I mean? Thought process that you have. But you did get me. I am a shill. I also, if you didn't know, I am currently paycheck to paycheck. You know what I mean? As most Americans are. So I'm still waiting for my paycheck for my shilling. You know what I mean? Hopefully it comes in soon because it's been tough. You know what I mean? I lost my job last month too. You know what I mean? Just, the typical shill. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm bathing in the money right now. You know what I mean? I'm big bucks right now. You know what I mean? If that's how you see me, man. If that's how you see me. If you're not sharing his opinion, you are not being objective. Of course, brother. It's my way or the highway. That's everybody's perspective nowadays. All right. What else do we got? All right. Same old, same old. Okay. Last question before we finish up the video. Why are people so against getting boats? I don't understand this, brother. Someone has to explain this to me. Like, every time a patch comes out, the common complaint is there's not enough in here. There's not enough content. Not enough new shiny things for us to play with. You get an overhaul to the gameplay. The biggest point for Bannerlord is that it is a huge battle simulator. You know what I mean? That is what it's known for. It's huge battles. You know why? For example, people want Bannerlord to be more like Crusader Kings with the diplomacy, right? I don't know how the Crusader Kings community feels about it, but I'm pretty sure there's probably a subsect that want big battles like Bannerlord has. You know what I mean? And in a perfect world, I wish we had a game that had both. Don't get me twisted, right? But what I'm saying is, Bannerlord is known for these big battles, these big sieges, you know what I'm saying? These medieval, you know what I mean? Warfare. What I'm saying is, why wouldn't you be happy that we're getting literally like new, like we're getting like battles V2? You know what I mean? The biggest selling point of Bannerlord is the battles, and we're getting battles V2 now on water. I feel like that's like the biggest content there can be. Am I wrong? Yeah, okay, listen, I get it, diplomacy. I'm not against you there. But like, don't we want more battles? I thought this is Bannerlord, brother. What's going on? You know what I mean? I don't know. I might be crazy, but I don't think I am. I think a lot of people kind of agree where I'm coming from, but obviously there is a different side as well. But I'm being genuine. I'm being like straight genuine with you. Because people feel like for some reason, since we're getting boats, we're not going to get diplomacy too. You know what I mean? I think we could get both. No? We don't have to pit them against each other. You feel me? And another thing, this kind of what's the word for, like, this boycott that some people are trying to raise. Brother, if the DLC does great, there's gonna be more DLCs. That's more content. That's what you've been wanting since the start. I'm just saying. And lastly, that's pretty much going to do it for the video. Okay, I'm going to put this up again, what the devs have said if you want to look on the screen and read it. But I wanted to end the video a little bit different. And this is something that you might not want to hear. So if you want to click off the video, that's fine with me. You know what I mean? But I feel like I do want to do this because as a human being who cares for other human beings, and as a person with a platform where I looked at my analytics and I saw that 70% of people that watch me, over 70%, are living in the U.S. All right? So I'm going to say something. You might not agree with it. If you don't agree with it, don't matter to me. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Take it how you want to take it, okay? But here's what I got to say, man. If you live in the U.S. currently and you don't like what's going on, I really urge you to act. I really urge you, if you see what's going on right now in the U.S. and you disagree with it, use that free speech that we have. Use that freedom to protest that we have. I don't care what the cause is that you believe in. But if you are sensing right now that the where we're going is not a good place, use your rights. Please. I will beg you, okay, to use them. And I really suggest you do. Don't be scared, be brave. There are stuff happening in the real world, and I know we all want to just forget about it and, just talk about the game, buddy. Just stick to talking about the game, buddy. Just put the fries in the bag, buddy. Stuff's getting real. Okay? And eventually you got to stand for something. Or what's the saying? Or you'll fall for anything, right? So, you know what I mean? I'm going to do my part. I'm going to protest. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to stand up for my future, for my child's future, and for people's future that, that I don't even know. Because I believe in humanity. And if you do too, don't be scared. Yeah, it's going to be rough. Yeah, you might get arrested. Yeah, something might happen to you. But you're fighting for a greater good. Don't be afraid. There's a lot more people that think like you that don't think like you, okay? You know who you are. I know I'm going to upset people with this, what I'm saying. It doesn't matter to me. There's too much bad stuff going around in the world right now. And even people that are not in the U.S. Fight the good fight. All right? That's my last little ending right there. We're there. We're there. We're at that point where we used to say like, oh man, if it ever gets this bad, I'll do something. It's time to do it. Okay? Take that how you will. And if you want to unsubscribe because, oh man, you're bringing politics into my video games, into my hug box, into my escape from reality, I don't care. You know what I mean? There's a lot bigger issues right now going on in the world. Not just the U.S., the world. That we really, really need to stand for something. Okay? All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. And, yeah. Be safe, but be brave.